Recording. Hi, thanks for being here today, everybody. Thanks for watching. Today we have Marla Mervis-Hartmann. She's going to share about her work experience, education, and career path, and all this beautiful work that she does currently. I hope you join in the conversation through the chat here in the interview, but also even if you're watching it after on YouTube, it's a good way to connect. So drop your questions in no matter when you're watching it. Thanks for being here today, Marla. Go ahead and tell us about your story, your background.
Yeah. So, I'm really excited to be here with you all. And although I can't see your faces, I am just looking back at my career and where I am right now and seeing the through line and who I was at the beginning of my life and where I am in the seat that I'm sitting in right now are all connected. And that's what I would like to really share with you today is how my journey, how everything was poignant, even when I didn't think that it was. So in 7th grade, in home ec class, I don't even know if they have home ec anymore.
Well, that's kind of what my class is.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Which is funny though. We learned how to bake and stuff in home ec.
That's what we do.
Really
I
funny.
do.
Oh, you do?
Business,
how fun.
And I also do cooking every Thursday, Friday with them.
Oh,
and then also
fun.
I have fashion marketing, and they also learn how to sew.
Oh, wow, Kim, that's amazing.
Yeah, you took that class?
Yeah. Yes. And in 7th grade, our teacher had us write a letter to ourselves in 12th grade. So we got the letter in 12th grade and we wrote who we were and what we wanted to do. And in 7th grade, I said that I wanted to be a missionary, a therapist, and an actress. And I remember looking at that being like, oh, that's so interesting that I would put that. And that makes sense, right? From where I was and what I was happening.
Yes.
So as I moved on and I was very much in acting and I began to pursue acting. So I went to school at Kent State University for musical theater. Right out of college, I got a job in a theater tour and I toured all over, mainly the Eastern America, but it was me and 3 other people in a van driving around doing musical theater and excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. Doing musical theater and going to places. And at that point, I was paid $150 a week. And it was like a strenuous job. But I think back about what I was paid and what I got from that and how much fun that was. And all the places I saw was really awesome. So after that, I went to New York City to really pursue my acting career. And while I was there, I started waiting tables and I waited tables for 15 years. I remember thinking like, I am way overqualified for this job. I'm way too good at waiting tables, but waiting tables was my means to pursue something that I really wanted. Right. So I did so many funny jobs. I remember being a live mannequin where I was like the Greek goddess and I stood there like this and I wore furry costumes at trade shows and I did really anything that I could do to make money, to pursue what I really wanted to do, along with the waiting tables and bartending and all the side jobs that I did. And during this time is when I was very much struggling with a debilitating eating disorder. I had a lot of judgment on myself, negative body image. I was constantly obsessed with what my body looked like, with what my weight was, with how my food was. And when I look back on that, and this is something really for you to be aware of while you're in the pursuing of what you really want to do, sometimes we can use these distractions, right? So this food obsession, this concern about my body and my weight was also a way for me to really fully pursue that because of the fear of, oh, what if I would be successful? oh, what if I would fail, right? So there was kind of a preoccupation that just kind of took itself and just ran. So while I was there and pursuing the acting and, walking myself all over New York City, I also was in an eating disorder supporting group. And at that eating supporting group, I found Reiki. So for those of you who don't know what Reiki is a hands-on healing modality and a spiritual practice. So ever since I was young, I have the gift of healing in my hands. I would heal my mom of her headaches, and I knew that I needed to use my hands somehow. My hands are heating up and pulsing as I'm talking. And I thought, well, will I do massage? What is it? And then when I found this practice, I fell in love. And I'm still doing that to this day. I teach Reiki, I do classes, I give Reiki to myself, I give children's Reiki classes, I do everything that I do is infused with Reiki. So let me just tell you a little bit more about it so you understand. So when you go to and you get a massage, you lie on a table, you get like a nice treatment. So Reiki, I'm literally bringing energy in to help you release stress in your body so that your body can heal itself. So you can put in the chat if you know what Reiki is, or if you're familiar with that, or if you've even heard of it. I'd be curious to what that is like for you. So I pursued that the whole time during being in New York. I was doing the acting and I was still pursuing my training. And I became a Reiki Master and a Reiki teacher. And this really helped me. It was a big component to me healing my relationship with my body and my food. So Reiki was kind of a gateway of opening up a new life and a new world for me. So what it did was it got me so interested in meditation and yoga and qigong and dance and movement and breath work and all of that. And this, one of the things I dove deeply in for was to also heal myself of this eating disorder that I was really struggling with. So after I became a Reiki master and did that training, I decided to move to Los Angeles. And I always knew I was going to live in California. I always felt it. And I remember walking down down the streets of New York, and people be like, "You're a California girl, aren't you?" Right? And I was like, okay, I hear you, universe. I'm on my way. So I headed out to Los Angeles to pursue once again Reiki and acting. And I did that a lot. That was something that I did that was part of me. And sometimes I still do it where I get on two tracks and then I don't really focus on one. Right. So there are these two things that are going on. I don't know if any of you have that experience. I know you're doing so much here in high
Oh,
school, but
yes. I learned the word multi-passionate this year.
yes, that would be what I was. And
Yes.
both of them I was so passionate about. And so where I could dive into this and then I wasn't diving into that. But as I was in LA, I decided to become a massage therapist. And my intention for doing that really was to introduce Reiki to more people because I knew people would come to me more for massage and then I could give them Reiki. So that's what I did. But I ended up I had such a fun time being a massage therapist. And I still do body work to this day. But I worked for this company who sent me I did massage on professional athletes and movie stars and TV. And I would massage like the Sultan of some like country in the Middle East. Like I have so many funny stories. I could really write a book about it. But I got to see all these different places and all these different what was happening in people's lives, going into their homes or hotel rooms and seeing how people were and hearing them talk. And that really was it really fed me. It really did feed me. So as I'm segueing back, I finally decided to quit acting. And that didn't come as any big heartfelt decision. I literally was folding laundry and I heard a voice that said, "You're done." And I said, all right, I'm done. And I was. And during all of this, I'm still healing my relationship with my body and my food. Right? I'm still in
Yes.
the process. I'm so
Yes.
much better. Everything's so much better, but I'm still working on it, right? It's still happening. And then I realized after a long time, wow, I feel really good. I'm not obsessing. I'm in complete surrender with my body. And oh, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. This is what I'm supposed to do. All of the stuff that I've been going through, all the turmoil, all the things I've learned, all the ways that I've learned to heal myself and heal my relationship with my body and my food, all the tools that I've learned have all brought me back to what I do right now, which is help others heal their relationship with their body and food using all the tools that I've learned. So I created a program in my business, which is called Love Your Body, Love Yourself. And in this, I work with people one-on-one. I have group programs that I do, mainly with women, but I do have other men who join my groups. I have group classes, I do workshops, and I also speak. So I have a TEDx talk. If any of you want to see that, maybe I can put it in the link for you. And I'm also doing all the Reiki all at the same time. So it's really been a major part of my life. So this, when I look back, and we can talk more about my specific job that I'm doing right now, and I love some questions around like, what does that look like and how that is. But when I look back at my life when I was in 7th grade, and I look at what I said as far as being a missionary, a therapist, and an actress, if you look at that, I'm a coach, right? I coach people. It's like therapy. I've been told many times from my clients, like, wow, this is so much more powerful than my therapist, right?
Mm.
And it's likely because of all the tools and my own experience of what they're going through and not needing to be in that separation that sometimes therapy can do. So I'm a missionary. I'm sharing the good word to people to love their bodies, to take care of themselves. I'm putting that out there on social media with people that I work with. And I've been using my acting ever since, right? So here I am speaking with you, right? And I'm able to do that easier because of all the training that I've done. I can stand in front of groups of people. I know how to engage people. I'm using all of these skills, and I've used all of my passion and my own experience of pain. And that has been, something that has been fueling my work, right? Because not only do I get to help other people because of my own pain, but I'm also in alignment and I'm still healing myself, right? So I still get to be in that experience and learning through helping other people. So that's my journey. And I would love
So
to hear some
powerful. I love how you're
questions.
still on your path, right? So even though we
Yes.
become experts, it doesn't mean we're not still doing the healing ourselves too.
Oh, yeah. It never ends. It just gets more fine-tuned.
Well, I do have a lot of questions in the chat. I'll ask them. Let's see. So you want
Okay.
to drop some names? Who are some celebrities you've worked with? Their students are asking.
Oh, Eddie Vedder. Um,
Nice.
oh, I always forget names. Oh, the one the one basketball player that like punched a an audience member. I forget what his name was. I'm so bad at names. I wrote them all down, but yeah,
Do you prefer
that's all I can
California?
remember.
Do you prefer California or New York?
I actually live in Maui now.
Oh, you're in Hawaii.
So I'm in Hawaii. Yes, I moved here about 5 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have
So I would say, pardon me.
You had to quarantine, right? Did you have to quarantine when you
Um,
were here?
no, I just had to do the test,
Oh,
which it wouldn't have been too bad because we live here. Yeah. So I moved here about 5 months ago, but I would still say California. I definitely like California more than New York. New York's a tough place to live. It's fun. It's like a love-hate relationship, but I couldn't imagine like still living there. My
hmm.
nervous system would be shot.
I think that answers a couple of the questions I see. Do you think people bullied you because of your body? Do you think the way people bullied you because of your body, did that inspire you or make you stronger to become the person you are today?
Well, the interesting thing is I never was bullied for my body. I've always had a thin body. I was born gifted with a body that's been very thin and healthy. But see, it doesn't this issue of negative body image is not it doesn't matter what weight you are,
It's a
right? So there can be someone that looks, you would think they're feeling really uncomfortable with their body and they're loving it. And there's someone you're looking like, oh, she definitely likes her body, but she may not.
so
And I
true.
feel like we're all in this together, right? So I wasn't bullied. In fact, it was quite the opposite. It was like, really? You have all these issues? I never would have known. Wow, your body's really nice. I'm like, I know, but I just don't really like it. And thanks for telling me that you think I have a nice body, but I can't really take that in
Right. It had nothing to do
because
with
I'm too
outside.
in it. It really didn't. It was more of an inside job. Yeah, good
I
question. I
interviewed
appreciate
with
that
the
question.
VDAC Club for their podcast a couple weeks ago, and that was one of the questions about how is like magazines and social media and all these other images influenced my own recovery or eating disorder. And I said it didn't matter because it was an inside job. I was broken. So no matter what pictures they're putting up, whether it's big round curvy girls or super skinny narrow, I think I'm wrong. So media pressure didn't really matter.
Oh, that's interesting, Kim. That's a very interesting thing because that's true. You can look at some and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad you can have an aversion or you can have an attachment to being that and it's all the same thing, really."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, everybody wants a big old
Yeah.
butt. So, somebody,
Right.
okay, here's some questions I'm going to rattle off. Quick questions. I call this my speaker
Okay.
quick questions. What are you reading right now?
I am reading Wednesday Wars with my 8-year-old son.
Cool.
It's a really fun book.
Yeah. And then, what are you watching right now?
Little House on the Prairie.
Ah, what are you eating a lot lately?
I am eating a lot of vegetables and I'm eating a lot of my flax crackers and tons of avocados. I eat lots of avocados.
Mm, take out or cook in?
Cooking.
Do you have a morning routine?
Yes, I get up in the morning, I sit straight up in my bed, I meditate, I get up, help my son get ready, I go out and I do my movement, and then I go on with my day.
Yeah. And cryptocurrency, yes or no?
Yes.
And what kind of fitness do you do? Movement.
It depends. I used to be an over exerciser. So I was an exercise bulimic. And so I've had to really learn. And right now I'm going, other than my cold, I'm going through some health issues. So I'm really learning how to exercise in the body in the way it feels right now. So I'm having to dial it back a lot, which is pretty challenging for me. But ideally, I like to do HIIT. I do yoga. I go for lots of walks. I love to dance. I love my jump rope. Um, but
Oh,
right now I'm doing a lot of Kundalini yoga.
ooh, sounds exciting. Future goals.
Future goals. I'm writing a book, so I would like to finish that. I'd like my income to be higher, and I would like to go and see my family in Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh. And can you give us like one valuable tip you learned about work, time management, money, something in that area?
Hmm. have this, it doesn't have much on it today because this every week I get out a piece of paper and I put this week and I put it into 4 and I have categories. Like this is the stuff I'm learning on this side. This is my son's stuff and my husband. This is like the to do like post office doctor stuff or whatever. And this is the list of things for my business. This has helped me so much because, and then every day I have another list. Like here's my Thursday, right? Here's Wednesday up here. Here's Thursday. I'm a big list person and I like to cross things off. It feels really good to me and it just clears my head and it makes me not feel like I'm like, I have so much to do. It's like, no, it's right here. And it's like, okay, I can move that to another day. I don't have to make myself feel like I have to get it done. It's like, no, that's just unneeded pressure.
Right. Like you can still have flexibility even with your list. Okay, here's 2 more
Yes.
questions from the chat. How do you spend your day? You have your own business. So not and how about this one? What's a Reiki session look like?
Okay. So a Reiki session right now, I do a lot of long distance healing. So I'll tell you 2 different ways and I'll do it quickly. I come onto a Zoom. We talk about what's present for them, what's going on with their life, how they're feeling, why are they there, what their intentions are. I drop them into a meditation and then I send them Reiki long distance and they lie down and then I bring them back up and then I share with them what I got, what I picked up in their system, what information I got. And so that's what long distance, pretty much it looks the same, but when I'm in person, they lie down on a table and I give them Reiki, but the format is pretty much the same. We talk, we share, I drop them in, I give them Reiki, and then I share what I get and give them a little plan.
Sounds relaxing just hearing about it.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, can people develop Reiki and pursue this if they do not naturally have hand healing powers like you did?
Oh, yes. Everyone has the capacity to heal and use their hands. Every person. Now, some people are, just like some people have, the gift of soccer in them as they're born, right? There are some people that have that, but we all have that capacity. And Reiki is so simple and easy, and it's to be able to learn it, you just need a Reiki master and just some practice. So yeah, if you're feeling it, lean into it.
Wow, very good. Somebody asked, what are some of your favorite books?
Well, some of my favorite books when it comes to healing your relationship with your body and your food, there's a book called Health at Every Size. And it's a research science-based book about kind of debunking the myths of diet and why people don't actually lose weight and why it is that we sabotage ourselves. It's so good. It really like changed the inside of my brain. Like,
wow.
Another one is called The Slow Down Diet. And it talks about how, isn't it so good?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's so good. Yeah. It talks about pleasure and breathing and how we can really come to our food in a different way. And then I'm really liking reading my own book that I'm writing right now. That's been kind of fun.
Very exciting. I'm writing a book too.
Are you? Yay.
You know, I can't even believe I'm doing it. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a cookbook. As someone in recovery from an eating disorder, this is so challenging for me.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it. So I finished my book proposal. I'm getting ready to send it out. Very exciting. I want to hear more.
So exciting.
Yeah, it's so cool. We're doing so many similar things. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here today. I so appreciate it. And I know my students do too. So leave your questions in the chat below, even if you're watching on YouTube, and we'll make sure to connect you. Thank you.